Eriton, it's a pleasure to have you.
Why do you always club before you start?
Because that is a good signature.
Okay.
It's like how we can start. Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you, Eriton. As you can see, Michael Essien's been enjoying himself.
Welcome to my house.
It's the first place he comes that it's not a club that he played or a fan.
He was a United fan.
I mean,
when I was little,
professionally. Yeah, I mean, but firstly, how did you become a United fan?
Well, I think it stems down to my family. Majority of us are United fans. Some of us decided to support Liverpool, but I don't talk to them that much. Yeah, but
so that affects your relationship?
No, it's fine. It creates a very good banter, very healthy banter.
Okay.
Yeah, especially when they sing "You'll Never Walk Alone" to me. Ah, yeah, sure, very nice. Yeah, but my dad's a United fan. My grandfather was a United fan as well. Growing up in the '60s, George Best was his favorite player. My mom's dad. Yeah, so it started down. I think in 1993, 94 when we won. 93 when we won our first Premier League title. I was probably like 4 years old at that time. I remember it perfectly when Cantona was in the team. We had even the last year.
Even at age of 4.
Yeah, even at age of 4. I was exposed to it. I was exposed to it very, very early. But the first when I really got into it, became okay, I'm good. This is going to be like my thing for the rest of my life. My life was the 1996 FA Cup final when we beat Liverpool 1-0 when Eric Cantona scored that volley. Yeah, my dad brought me to watch that game at my uncle's house. I remember it vividly. I was 7 years old.
I think David James was in goal, right?
Exactly, David James was in goal. Clementi James, where he always come out and he tried to push the ball out. Push the ball out. Well, he's a decent goalkeeper. Because I'm an England fan as well. He did a very good job for England. And when he pushed the ball out and Cantona decided to volley it, and God bless the king.
The king.
So that's how you became a United fan. Well, I can tell you, I just asked Essien, how's the Old Trafford dressing room? He just told me that this is more intimidating than the Old Trafford.
That's true, actually.
Well, majority of the times you're in the visitors' dressing room, so you never really saw.
No, I've been to the
official
home dressing room. It's not like that.
Well, as you come out from the stadium, I'm guessing that it's an Old Trafford.
I mean, Old Trafford is Old Trafford. I mean,
Eriton, you sent in some really good questions.
Yeah. Yep, so I just want to ask Essien, I read somewhere when you were 16 years old, you had a trial with United, and maybe probably your work visa didn't go through or something like that. Do you have any regrets not joining United? I know you had a very successful career, don't get me wrong. You played very well for Chelsea.
I mean, as a kid growing up, watching the Premiership at that time, it's all about Man United, Liverpool. Yeah. So I was a big fan when I was little, and I had a chance to go there for trials. Actually, I went there twice, which I qualified, but unfortunately for me, I couldn't get the work permit to work in England.
And then when you were 16, I know you were telling me earlier, 16.
Yeah, and then I moved on to France, and I mean, I would have loved to.
But at 16, sorry, Michael, just to us. I mean, you told me this earlier, which didn't capture me. At 16, do you need a work permit? Because are you signing a professional contract with the first team?
Yeah, you do need a work permit.
Because aren't you signing with the
either
you reserves?
You have been in the reserves or what? You need a work permit to work, and at that time you have to play for your.
So they couldn't give you
they couldn't.
A school academy scholarship, no chance.
No, there was a little talk that they're gonna send me to Antwerp in Belgium.
Royal Antwerp,
because they had kind of
keep you for a while and
relationship with them, but I decided to move on to France. I mean, no regret. I would have loved to play for them, but no regret. I mean, I moved on and I had a great chance.
Yeah, a very successful career.
Playing for Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, for me, United fans, you went up against your Chelsea team. You were one of the most intimidating people in the midfield.
Do I look intimidated?
No, when you were playing.
I'm
you're a nice guy. Yeah, because I think for United fans and also for football fans in general, we always saw you wearing your heart on your sleeve. And when you went on the pitch, it's like you would try.
I think it was nothing about your character. It's completely about football. It's a football.
Football. And it's basically like you're going for a battle. And every time when you went up against people like Roy Keane, I said, "Oh, these guys are going to fight, man. These guys are going to fight."
I mean, Roy Keane is more intimidated than me. I mean, he tried to intimidate people.
Yeah, when you put your eyes at someone, it's like, I think you strike fear in the hearts of maybe probably someone.
Well, I don't think you feel the same.
Probably someone like
I mean,
maybe Darren Fletcher. I don't know.
When I'm on the pitch, it's different. I mean, that's my office. So I mean, that's my work. So I need to be more. And I know I'm quite aggressive when I'm playing, but that comes with.
Well, I just wanted that, you know, like because there's not many players of your caliber right now in the game. I would say that the midfield general, the ones that plays for football, for the game. Who would you classify as a modern day Michael Essien? I know you're still young, but I say like in today's game, who would you classify as modern day Michael Essien?
I mean, players nowadays are a bit different. You know, I mean, and kind of social media kind of taking over, and they kind of concentrate more on social media, was what people gonna say and stuff like that. You know, but I mean, you still have some good footballers. I mean, you see.
So what you're trying to say now, Michael Essien is irreplaceable, yeah?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking in general. Yeah. I mean, you look at Chelsea. They have Kante. I mean, he's quite similar to me. I mean, he doesn't have my physique, but
he runs.
He runs, and he's quite, you know, he breaks down games, and it's quite annoying to play against. Yeah. And you have Matic, a strong big guy. You know, it's very difficult to take the ball off him. You know, his bow legs big, and it's difficult. You have the Pogbas, and you know, they are. You know, Pogba is a bit more flair, and a bit more skillful, and you know.
This comes to my next question in terms of modern day midfielders. Do you, as much as you speak about the social media, but I'm just coming to the football context. It seems, I could be wrong, it seems like Pogba, it's almost like he's really good at what he did at Juventus, which is playing in a role which is off a defensive midfielder, protecting him, someone like you protecting him. And because he's good doing that, it's almost like he can't do the defensive duties, and he finds that a weakness, and he's trying to overcome that by playing in a role where he's more advanced. But in your time, I just go back to a bit about your Chelsea side. Frank Lampard had to defend as much as and you put the mileage in, the amount of work rate he puts in. There's a lot. Steven Gerrard had to do a lot of work rate. You tremendously did it. Kante does it. But it seems like I'm just coming in the likes of Dimitri Payet and Pogba. It seems even a few other midfielders around, Isco maybe. It seems like almost like they don't need to do as much of work, but they are labelled as world class. Do you think that is something wrong there? Or is it just modern football?
I think it's modern football. I mean, once you do one or two great things, you know, you're up there. You do one bad thing, you're down, you know. But it's how the game is. And, you know, you're talking about Pogba when he was playing at Juventus. I mean, every player is different, and some players need some protection to do what they can do up front, you know. But
you played with Lampard in front of you. Did Lampard work Did Lampard work as hard as everyone says, or you didn't?
4-3-3. So yeah. I mean, I was on the same line with Lampard.
Yeah, but he was given.
Yeah, because of his
goal scoring problems.
Yeah, you know, the eye for the goal and everything. We give him that chance to go because he knew when he go, Makalele is there, and at that time I have the energy to go back and forth without any problem. So he doesn't need to think too much defensively, you know. So he's.
But did he drop as quick?
He does drop. He does drop. I mean, when it's too far, then it's difficult. Then someone has to covering him up. But I mean, he goes up and down. You know, when he needs to defend, he defends.
Yeah. So that's why I don't know. Correct me. I mean, you're looking at Pogba. You're a diehard United fan. I'm just let's put a comparison here. This is Frank Lampard, who scored the most goals as a midfielder in the Premier League.
Cannot compare.
Yeah, I'm not comparing in terms of the way they play. Obviously, two different beasts. But I'm talking about both midfielders. Modern day football says it's quicker. You need to work harder. We see it at Liverpool. You see the amount of work being or shift being put in by the attackers. Do you think Pogba needs to work harder? Or is it okay that he can have another Michael Essien and job is done?
Well, obviously, as United fans, we always want Pogba to do well, and especially him coming from our academy, even though we bought him back for 80 million or so.
That's a good business.
Yeah, yeah, very good business sense there by Fergie and Mourinho. But with Pogba, you know, there is something special about him. You know, he has that moment of brilliance. The things he do on social media obviously overshadows his work on the field. Pogba is a type of player where you need to like I think you need to put your hand over and say, you're a great player. You have the skills. Go out there and do it. He's that kind of player. Fergie had that trait. I think I read somewhere that he can score every other player, but Nani and Fletcher always got away because they are the type of players you need.
Man management, knowing to identify who you score and come as tigers.
It comes down to the relationship with the manager.
Because I don't think we can compare Lampard and Pogba because they are two totally different players. Pogba is more of a creator, while Lampard is more, I can safely say, I think like a scoring midfielder. He scored.
And why do you think Pogba cannot be a scoring midfielder? Because I think with the abilities he has, he should be a scoring midfielder.
I think I would look Pogba more in a more creative role whereby he is like a Paul Scholes. I will not put him as maybe like someone like Lampard or another goal scoring midfielder. He's a creator. He creates chances for people. In basketball terms, the point guard where he sets it up for people. So that's how I look at Pogba. I love the way he plays. I love brilliant creative midfielders. People like Steven Gerrard, Lampard, Paul Scholes, Xavi, Iniesta. He falls into that role. Even Pirlo. Given the chance, Pogba, if you build a team around him and it works with him, the team will go very far. I feel.
You've done a.
What?
You've watched.
I watched. Someone can be a manager.
Would you love playing with someone like Pogba, who's, I mean, ahead of you? Pogba is ahead of you, and you just playing that role?
I would love to. I mean, he's a big boy, you know, strong and tall. I mean, he can always keep the ball and. We do the run.
And you like his character on the field.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a big match character.
And also, I think the game of football has changed as well. You know, you can't go back. The games you see, social media has changed everything. He is a character. Paul Pogba is a character. He's a free spirit, I can say. You know, obviously that gets overshadowed. Like I say, with his playing on the field. But I honestly think like give next season or the season after that or coming few years where Pogba stays, the team will be built around him, and I think we found our future.
That if Pogba stays.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not down to him.
Yeah.
To leave,
because
they signed him, and he has 4 or 5 years contract.
What have you been hearing with your friends down in Europe, Michael Essien? Is Pogba staying?
Nothing. I'm the last thing to know.
Because what rumors is saying is he's fallen out with Mourinho a few times. But this has happened.
People like to talk about, you know, negative things, you know. I mean, they always want to create rumors and stuff like that. But I mean, for me, his relationship with Mourinho is good. It's good.
I mean, you will be the best person to speak about experience, right? You know, like what's Mourinho's man management skills like? Like for instance, if you guys were 1-0 down at halftime, and how would he build up the team and say like, you know, go out there and do something?
No, Mourinho is. I was telling him he's very straight to the point, you know. When he's not happy about something, he say it. I mean, my time he will criticize players, but not in a bad way, but to get the best out of the players. Unlike nowadays, some players take things too personal, and when you take things personal, then it start getting a bit messy. But you know, Mourinho, when you're losing at halftime, he goes to the dressing room and he will do his halftime speech. You know, motivate you, gets angry when he needs to, you know, pour out all his emotions, you know, to motivate you. You come back and you do well. Like what happened when they play City. I mean, at one point, we thought the game is over. I mean, City could score like 4 or 5. They came back second half and it was a different story.
Well, Mourinho has called you his son before. When he moved. But did you see any difference with your time in Real Madrid and Chelsea, the type of manager Mourinho was?
No, for me, it's always been Mourinho is always the same. I mean, he loved the game. He knows the game inside out, you know. And he's very clever. He always have plan B.
It's clear, isn't it? Mourinho is a successful manager because he believes in the way he believes how football should be played. Just like how Pep believes
Yeah.
how football should be
Everyone
played.
is different.
Anyways, thank you, Ayrton.
Thank you so much. Thank
It's
you
a
so
pleasure
much.
having you.
Thank you so
Well
much for
done
coming.
on
Thank you so
the
much.
show.
Biggest United fan.
Yep.
Took your man, you upset. Cardi got rich, they upset. Yeah. Cardi put the pussy on offset. Cardi big brain on offset.
You're taking this car to Bandung, huh?
Yeah. I love this car. Can I take it?